look at Floyd. Like, Floyd spends money like it's a tap. Like, he's got a tap. Just like unlimited amount of money. Money's just flowing. And even as much money as he's made in his career, which he's probably made as much, if not more money than any boxer ever. Like, there's all these lawsuits. Like, he hasn't been paying things, and he owes money on this and owes money on that. And it's like, and then he's got to come out of retirement.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think it's just the lifestyle that Floyd lived.
Yes.
I think he can't fathom to just live a modest lifestyle. It's like he gotta be lavish.
Right. He's got to have those videos where he shows you all the watches, where he opens the case up, you know.
All the money. You gotta show that he got $1 million in his backpack. And, you know, he got the latest watch and the latest car, and look what I just bought.
And when you get into latest watches and latest cars, you get into that, like, boy, that money goes quick.
Yeah.
Bugattis are like $3 million. There's watches that are $3-5 million. That's crazy. So you buy a watch and a car, you're down 10.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back when the discussion shifted to Floyd Mayweather's real estate empire. Instead of accepting the claims at face value, he questioned whether everything being presented actually added up, suggesting there could be a major gap between perception and reality.
One of the reasons why people watch him fight is not because he's like Mike Tyson, just goes out and destroys people. They like watching him fight because they hate him. Because he talks so much shit, and he's like, look at my $1 million watch, look at my fucking jet, look at my house, look at this. He's like constantly showing you all these things that he has. Like, he'll lay out watches in a hotel bed, like, this is $1 million worth of watches. This watch goes for $2 million. And they're like, this is my small watch that I take sometimes, but when I show you, when I show up, I bring out the big boy, and it brings out this watch that's covered in diamonds. It's like $5 million. And so you hate him.
And that Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment. His private jet fuel, he's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets, and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million loan from a individual, from a billionaire that had a 9% interest on the.
Rogan challenged the popular narrative surrounding Floyd's wealth, pointing out that saying you own dozens of high-value properties is very different from having publicly verified assets that support those claims. In his view, bold statements alone don't automatically prove financial success.
IRS, how much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
it's
pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats.
That observation sparked a much bigger debate because Floyd spent years building the Money Mayweather identity around endless riches, luxury lifestyles, expensive jewelry, and an image of financial dominance. However, various reports have painted a far more complicated picture behind the scenes.
Mayweather is made, and because he's the best in the history of pay-per-view at making sure that the money ends up in his pocket. He is or has been a businessman as an athlete that almost doesn't have a peer because he owns all his own stuff as an independent. Your spending has to be so fiscally irresponsible to lose the amount of money that Floyd Mayweather has lost that it is almost beyond anything that is reason. It's not merely fiscal insanity. It's something that doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. And another sign of him maybe in financial trouble is, as of February 2026, Floyd Mayweather has initiated a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former executive Steven Espinoza. So he's trying to get some bread right now.
The estimate is that he made over $1.2 billion over the course of his career. And just
4 reports from Business Insider have noted that some of Mayweather's commercial real estate has reportedly faced foreclosure proceedings, while another Las Vegas property was said to have encountered tax-related issues before being resolved. combined with legal disputes involving luxury watches and jewelry claims Floyd has denied, the conversation quickly shifted from flashy success to questions about financial management.
I mean, things that they said in this article were insane. That Floyd owes like $1.4 million in jewelry debts, that Floyd owes like hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent for a private New York apartment, his private jet fuel. He's not paid hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel and maintenance. He put up one of his jets that I think he even sold, but one of his jets, and I want to say one of his properties, like one of his homes, up as collateral for a $54 million.
The same reporting also mentioned tax issues involving Las Vegas condominiums that were later resolved after payment, along with reports of a substantial loan allegedly secured by several of Floyd's assets, including property, aircraft, and business interests. Whether those reports fully reflect reality or not, they have continued fueling speculation. Joe Rogan's skepticism already had fans questioning the image, but then Chael Sonnen entered the conversation with his trademark blunt approach. Instead of acting surprised by the rumors, he questioned why anyone found them shocking in the first place.
And why are we attempting to tease Floyd? Is Floyd Mayweather? Yes, he's broke. Of course he's broke. He's a boxer. Did they say he can't read? That's not to tease him. They say that he can't read. His best friend at the time said that he can't read, and he never denied it. I don't tease him for it. He was a guy who grew up in a boxing gym, right? It's one of these things. You know what you know. You know what you were taught. I didn't teach him about contracts. I didn't teach him about saving. I didn't teach him about investments. Who would have taught him these things?
Sonnen argued that if everyday people continue working because they need income, there should be nothing unusual about a boxer doing the exact same thing. Then he shifted the discussion toward boxing's financial headlines, suggesting that many of the enormous payday figures and pay-per-view numbers repeated over the years often come from promotional material rather than independently verified financial records. That argument immediately challenged years of accepted boxing narratives.
Addict. He got baby mamas all over the way. What do you mean is he broke? Of course he's broke. What boxer do you know that isn't broke? What a ridiculous question. But it's the fact that they're attempting to tease him. I mean, first off, they're asking the question. Look, I've told you until I'm blue in the face. The numbers that you hear in boxing simply aren't true. Floyd made $1 billion. No, he didn't. Floyd and Conor made $500 million. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Nobody's ever confirmed that. And it's the same thing with the check. I got $100 million for a fight. Oh, you did? Who signed the check? Whoever signed the check is going to want credit for it. There's never been a time that $1 million check was written and the dude that wrote the check didn't make sure that somebody found out he wrote the check. So who wrote the check? Floyd's got a whole bunch of them, apparently. He got $1 billion. Who?
At the same time, Sonnen wasn't only questioning Floyd, he criticized the way financial stories are presented throughout combat sports. He also pointed to the confusion surrounding multiple fight announcements during negotiations, explaining that promoters rely heavily on timing and exclusivity. Ironically, while Floyd has criticized networks and promoters in the past, others have accused his own promotional efforts of creating similar uncertainty around exhibition events.
With you, like, the numbers aren't what you think they are, right? The numbers are good and they made a lot of money, but it's not what you think it is. And yeah, of course Floyd's broke. Would you be boxing if you weren't? And it's very tough to be.
That contradiction became one of Sonnen's biggest points. Fans may debate Floyd's finances, question reported earnings, criticize exhibitions, or argue over contracts, but the moment his name appears on a fight announcement, attention from the entire combat sports community immediately follows. Regardless of opinions, Mayweather still commands headlines.
$0.3 million. No, he doesn't. Just to clear that up, no, he doesn't. Will Logan ever get the money? I think Floyd's broke. Floyd does not owe Logan $1.3 million. Floyd's promotion owes Logan $1.3 million. And no, of course he's not going to get it. That promotion's already shut down. Allegedly.
And after Sonnen added fuel to the financial discussion, Jason Whitlock and his panel took the conversation in a completely different direction. Instead of focusing on boxing itself, they began examining the business side of Floyd's career. Whitlock referenced ideas shared by Shannon Sharpe and others, suggesting another comeback could simply be motivated by the opportunity for one more enormous payday. As names like Canelo Alvarez, Manny Pacquiao, and Terrence Crawford entered the discussion, the focus shifted toward which opponents could realistically generate blockbuster revenue. Whitlock even referenced the classic Rocky question, asking why fighters continue returning to the ring.
Cinco suggested on their podcast that Floyd Mayweather is talking about coming back, unretiring.
He is.
Because he's broke.
Yeah.
Let's play the clip here of Shannon Sharpe and Ocho Cinco.
There are only 3 fights that Floyd can have. He ain't gonna have.
That question struck at the center of Floyd's public identity. He transformed himself from pretty boy into Money Mayweather, making financial success part of his personal brand. Whitlock pointed out that when someone's image is built around wealth, any rumor involving money instantly becomes major news. Other panelists added that the real mystery isn't simply how much Floyd has earned, but the balance between assets, liabilities, taxes, spending habits, and available cash. They joked about gambling, luxury lifestyles, and IRS obligations while acknowledging one undeniable reality. Even those criticizing the comeback admitted that if Floyd announced a fight against Crawford, Canelo, or Pacquiao tomorrow, millions of fans would still tune in.
And he's 47 years old and he's completely broke. He's won the prize. This is, of all the idiots that we've seen out there, celebrities, actors, entertainers that have lost a lot of money, this guy would take the cake. To blow a bill before he even hits 50 is unimaginable. It actually is sad. It's a cautionary tale. We have seen it time and time again. But who actually wants to watch this guy fight? Like, people that love him. If he comes out and if he loses and looks terrible and gets destroyed, well, look, if you love him or hate him, you can say, well, he's nearly 50 years old. This doesn't prove.
As Whitlock's panel examined the financial side of things, Andre Ward brought an entirely different perspective. Rather than focusing on rumors, Ward reflected on Floyd as a fighter. He reminded everyone that beneath the luxury cars, private jets, and expensive lifestyle was an athlete whose relentless dedication inside the gym built his success. Ward admitted he has mixed emotions about another comeback because he understands something only fellow champions truly appreciate. Boxing eventually becomes part of who you are, making it incredibly difficult to walk away completely.
Because of the way Floyd Mayweather goes about his business, he's been filthy rich. He's made his name, his legacy, and a lot of his reputation wasn't just the boxing, it was the money. It's the money man. What I have, what I'm driving, what I'm living in, what I'm flying in. And a lot of people, they don't like that. I don't know if Floyd Mayweather had more supporters for most of his fights or more haters. But regardless of where you fall on that line, Floyd Mayweather made it work for him when many people, promoters included, networks included, early on didn't think they.
Ward also discussed the potential Pacquiao rematch from a technical standpoint. He explained that veteran fighters sometimes produce more exchanges because they can no longer rely on youthful movement and constant footwork. At the same time, he emphasized the greatest challenge older fighters face. The mind often believes it can still perform exactly as before, while the body quietly begins telling a different story. Even though Ward would rather see both legends enjoying retirement, he admitted the curiosity surrounding another meeting between them is impossible to ignore because whenever two iconic rivals share the ring again, the entire boxing world pays attention.
He'll say he don't watch them, but he'll watch any potential opponent over and over and over, and he has to process, can he do anything with me? How does my skill set line up with his? Can I beat him? The problem with being 49 years of age is sometimes your brain can see things and tell you things that your body's not in agreement with. That's the problem with age. Your brain is still saying, I'm him. Your brain is still saying, man, I'm Money Mayweather. Man, these youngsters can't deal with me. But your body is saying, brother, we can't do it like that.
Ward suggests something even deeper, that the thrill of performing on the biggest stage is something few champions can ever truly replace. Whether Floyd is motivated by legacy, business, or the desire to compete again, one fact remains undeniable. His name continues to dominate conversations throughout the sport, proving the lasting influence he still holds over boxing.
And that's the danger of coming back at this age. So part of me wants to see these guys continue to make money. Part of me wants to see these guys, how do they do it at this age? Man, show me something. Show me how your mind can overtake the deficiencies you may have in your body at your age. But the deeper part of me, man, I want to see Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao on a beach somewhere, living off the fruits of their labor, helping the game however they see fit to help the game, and just watching the next generations do what they do. But hey, we got to fight September.
Now it's your turn. What do you think is really motivating Floyd Mayweather's return? Is it the money, the passion for boxing, or unfinished business with Manny Pacquiao? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more boxing news, analysis, and exclusive updates.